So today we're doing a deep dive into the technical docs for the NTI ST-C5VRS-600. And I know that sounds like some standard beige box you'd find in a server closet. But when you look at the specs, it's actually a masterclass in solving a huge logistical nightmare.
It really is. It's all about bridging that physical gap. You have a computer in a secure office, but the screen is way out in a public space.
Exactly. How do you do that without running thousands of dollars worth of super thick copper cable?
Well, this is the solution. It's a VGA and audio extender that uses standard, affordable CT5 network cable to push those analog signals up to 600 feet. It's pretty incredible.
And the concept sounds simple enough. Just get a picture from point A to point B. But the physics behind it are, well, they're surprisingly tricky. So let's break down the setup. It's not just a long wire, right? The docs talk about a local and a remote unit.
That's right. The whole architecture is built around the use case. You have the local unit that connects to your host machine, a PC, a Mac, even an old Sun workstation.
And a local monitor, too, so you can see what you're doing in the back room.
Exactly. Then you run that simple network cable all the way out to the remote unit, which sits right there with the display.
This setup just screams digital signage to me. I'm picturing airports, maybe hotel lobbies, factory floors.
That's the main driver. I mean, think about the risk. You don't want your expensive media player just sitting out in the public hallway where it can be tampered with.
Or in a dusty warehouse.
Or in a dusty warehouse. You want it locked away, safe, climate-controlled. This lets the brains of the operation stay secure while the public-facing part is out in the open.
Speaking of brains, the compatibility list on this thing really jumped out. It supports everything from Windows 2000 up to modern Linux, Mac OS 9 even. It's not just for new tech. It's like it future-proofs the past.
That's a great way to put it. It's a critical point because in industrial settings, you often have machinery running on software that's like 20 years old and just cannot be updated.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. And this device acknowledges that reality. It ensures that old infrastructure can still talk to displays at modern distances.
But okay, there has to be a trade-off. We have to talk about the physics of pushing an analog signal 600 feet. There are going to be consequences.
Oh, absolutely. There's what you could call a resolution tax. If you keep the run short, say 100 feet, you're getting a beautiful, crisp 1920 by 1440 image. It looks great.
But if you stretch it to that full 600 feet...
the physics will catch up.
Yeah.
You're capped at 124 by 768.
That's a pretty big drop. But the part of the spec sheet that really caught me off guard, and I think this is where most people would get trapped, is the cable selection. Common sense tells you to buy the best cable available, so you grab the expensive CT6.
And that instinct would totally ruin your picture quality. This is what I call the cable paradox with this particular device.
It all comes down to a thing called skew, doesn't it? The timing difference between the color signals.
Spot on. Inside a network cable, you have these twisted pairs of copper wire. In higher-end cables like CA6, manufacturers vary the twist rates of each pair to prevent interference. That's great for digital data.
But it's terrible for analog video.
Terribly. Because now your red, green, and blue signals are literally traveling different physical distances inside the same cable.
So they arrive at the other end at slightly different times.
And since this extender doesn't have internal skew compensation, a CT6 cable will give you color separation. A smeared, ghosted image. It looks awful.
So the worst cable, the older CT5 standard, is actually better here because its twists are more uniform.
For this specific analog job, yes. It keeps the color arrival times much tighter. It's a perfect reminder that newer doesn't always mean better.
Now, beyond video, this thing is pushing more than just pictures. It has stereo, audio, a 3.5mm jack, and crucially, RS-232 control.
Yeah, that RS-232 support is huge for a facilities manager. It means you can send commands remotely, turn screens on or off across a huge campus automatically.
Well, you're not paying someone to walk the length of 2 football fields just to hit a power button.
Saves labor, saves energy. And given where these are used, the built-in surge protection is another must-have, protection against all the electrically noisy equipment on a factory floor.
The docs also mention a nice quality of life feature. The video-only model needs manual adjustment for the quality, but the ones with audio handle it automatically.
Which is probably worth the extra money right there. It saves a technician from standing on a ladder with a tiny screwdriver trying to dial in the sharpness.
So to wrap this up, we're looking at a $730 investment. It's a robust industrial solution for a very specific, very real problem.
It is. It creates a reliable link for VGA signals over distances that just shouldn't be possible. And it proves that even today, Understanding the physical medium like the twist rate of a wire can be the difference between a clear image and a blurry mess.
It really does. It shines a light on the hidden backbone of our tech world. And I want to leave you with this thought. In an era where we're all racing toward 4K and HDMI, what is the continued high price and demand for a VGA extender tell us about how much we still rely on legacy systems in the professional world?
It suggests the old world is the foundation the new world is still standing on.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.